the Aryan invasion theory that is now the Aryan migration theory. Why is it taught in the mainstream in the first place? What is wrong about it? Please tell us.
This is a difficult question in the sense that it is so much to talk about this, and we got to encapsulate this in a very small package over here. So it turns out that when the colonialists came to India, especially William Jones, who had knowledge of Latin and Greek, came to India and he studied Sanskrit with the Pandits, and he saw the commonality of Sanskrit, Latin, and Greek. And the question was, why do the Indians speak a language related to European languages? So there was an issue of identity. Who are the Indians in relation to the Westerners, to the Europeans in that sense? So initially, people thought that there was a common language between these places because they all shared an ancestral language called Proto-Indo-European, from where these daughter languages have come, whether it is the European languages or Northern Indian languages and so on. Initially, they also thought the homeland for these languages is in Northwest India. They thought that India is probably the homeland from where all these languages have gone. Eventually, in the late 1880s or so, they discovered the Mitannis, the Hittites in Anatolia, basically, or northern Iraq and southern Turkey, in that area. And they found that the Mitannis seemed to have a Sanskritic base over there. They had Vedic deities who were invoking in their peace treaties of pharaohs with the Hittites and all of these people. And the question was, how did this Vedic culture come to northern Iraq or these places? So the story started changing around that time, also driven by the compulsions of European nationalism in the 1800s and 1900s. People started exploring, could this homeland have been elsewhere? And so they started situating this homeland in various places in Germany, in the Caucasus Mountains, in Armenia, Northwest India. Eventually, they settled upon Central Asia. They said Central Asia is probably where the homeland was for the speakers of this hypothetical Proto-Indo-European languages. And the proposal was that the people living in this place, called the Yamnaya people, around 3000 BCE, they had domesticated the wild horse. They also could make iron swords, and they had chariots. And with these things, they were able to go out and conquer various parts of the old world, literally. And this is called Aryans at that time. So they through actions, the Aryans had to be in 1500 BCE in order for this linguistic theory to be true. So this is the beginning of the Aryan invasion theory for us. Like I said, in this model from linguistics and from archaeology, Maria Gimbutas, who came the step hypothesis, Kurgan hypothesis, she proposed that this whole migration or invasion happened in three waves. First wave in 3000 BC onwards, and the last wave in 1500 BC. In the first wave, they went westwards and became the corded bear people, the Vincha culture, and all of those things. Then eventually they also moved eastwards, becoming the Andronovo culture, and one more part, the Tocharians, another part who came through the Bactria marginae archaeological complex, and from there entering into India, becoming the Aryan invasion. And by 500 BC, these people have entrenched the Ganga plain, pushed the existing people to the south, who have become Dravidians, and that is the Indo-Aryan invasion theory for us, and the beginning of the Aryan-Dravidian divide. So, in a nutshell, this whole theory has come about because of the desire to explain why are the languages related, Sanskrit, Latin, and Greek. And in doing so, they have proposed various theories, and one of them is this notion of Yamnaya people, Proto-Indo-European ancestral language. These are models that have been proposed, and these models have been based on linguistics, and they've been based on using some ideas from archaeology to bolster the linguistic model, and the proposals have been made the way we see it today. So this is the beginning of this whole notion of Aryan invasion, and eventually it came about that in the late 1800s, they discovered this Harappa Mohenjo-daro ruins over there. And I think John Marshall, he was a person who worked on the ruins early on. And they discovered several ruins over there. And the whole story became one of invasion. They started reading the Rig Veda in terms of looking at Indra and saying that Indra in the Rig Veda appears to be like a war manual. He has come into India, destroyed the cities, as Purandara, destroyer of cities and so on, destroyed the cities in his chariot, destroyed the various people who lived there. So this is the Aryans who have come into India, invaded India, destroyed the Harappa civilization, and pushed these people to the south as Dravidians. So it became an invasion theory in the early 1900s.